the newest the newest comer. But I've done projects.
I am a dumbass. I think there was a thing that said start stream. Wait, Mauricio, how are you able to see it?
Mauricio. I had it on YouTube.
Wait,
the fuck did I miss?
Wait.
Nothing.
So wait, did it start or no? I'm confused. How did
No,
you see it?
it's live now.
I can hear it.
There was
Live
nothing
now.
going on.
Right now it
We
started?
lost all of it. Yeah, just now started. We didn't record the Ender thing. No.
That wasn't important.
Looks like I've arrived on time, huh?
George, were you even part of this?
No.
Huh?
Yeah, we're doing a podcast.
Nice. I don't. I just saw the pop-up for it. I said, I probably better join, huh? Let's see what's happening.
We can only have so many people. You can, I mean, you'll... Alright, I'm sorry. I'm incompetent. I realize that now.
This just needs to be titled like.
Incompetent is a
everyone
very
is
harsh
weird.
word. I would rather use the term amateurish.
That's just as bad, but okay. I'm glad we
Okay,
agree.
let's start over. Let's start over.
Let's just start off
Mauricio,
with
who are
Take
you?
9. Okay.
my name is Mauricio. I am a voice actor in training, kind of like new voice actor. I voiced Mario and Luigi in dub space, and that was pretty much my first thing.
Okay, Vivo, go.
Okay, hi, I'm Vivo. I go by Vivo. If you call me Vivo, that's cool. I voice Fox, Lucario, and Pikachu in Dubspace, and I'm a pretty new voice actor. I've gotten a couple roles, but they haven't really gone to anything besides Dubspace. So yeah, I enjoy it.
Okay, Rabbit, go.
Hey there, my name is Nini, or you can find me on YouTube as Logo. I've been voice acting for about 3 years now, mostly just dub projects, fan projects, and a couple, actual projects. But I'm new to the Newcomers.
And we welcome you. All right. I was gonna think of a name, like a name for you. Like I was gonna think of like a name that's like alliteration or something that rhymes, but I can't think of anything that rhymes with Hispanic. So, you go ahead, Yop.
A Hispanic fan.
Buenas noches, Internet. My name is Yop Alonso. I go by it basically everywhere in the internet. So if you see something that says Yop Alonso, it most likely is me. You can find me on YouTube. I did Pit in the dub space. It was my only job, and I was really proud of it.
And I think you did a very good job also.
Why, thank you.
Really good.
And I am Sinstar, the currently most hated man on the internet and everywhere. And yeah, for the time being, until new trends come about. Anyways, I voiced Bowser, I voiced Porky, and I voiced Yoshi in dub space. Regrettably. So with that out of the way, and with all the technical difficulties out of the way, let's get started.
Finally.
And to all the people to all the newcomers who wanted to be a part of the podcast, and were like, who may be watching this and were like, I wanted to join, I'm sorry. Honestly, it was just, we said we were going to do 5 people and keep it at that, and we can't keep it so that we have so many people at once. But anyways,
Sorry.
yeah. But definitely next time. So, we just definitely needed Nini, we needed Mauricio, and Yop said he wanted to be here. So yeah, nobody else said anything besides, nobody said anything like of importance that they were like, hey, I want to be here. And it's like, okay, you will be here. And then after that, everyone else just kind of like, oh, can I join? We had before we started streaming, we had Ender come in. We just kind of I don't even know what happened there. He just kind of like moved back and forth. I think Vivo moved him, and then he left. His mic wasn't working. We'll get to Gex 3 for the Game Boy, okay? We'll get to I'm kidding.
Did that really just...
So it is Gex 3!
No, I'm kidding. We're not actually getting to it. Also, thank you for showing me my Steam notifications. Oh, great. So
Dude,
anyway,
we're getting Shantae for the Game Boy Color. Anything is possible in 2020.
anyways, so I was thinking that we would start, and I hope I'm not coming too loud with you guys because I noticed that my mic picks up fucking everything. So
Nah, you're good.
I wanted to start off with let's see, what was it? I kind of had these out of order. So there were two things I wanted to start off with. Stories from like school, so like through K through 12, like before college. Well, I mean, in Vivo's case, it would just be K through
Shut up.
9.
April 1.
And then favorite moments from fandubs that we have made or maybe have watched. So which one would you like to start with first?
Oh, if we start with the
April
first
1.
one, I've got a pretty embarrassing one.
Are you sure you want to? Okay, go ahead.
I don't want to start with it, but like, I was a pretty goddamn stupid kid in 3rd grade. Some dude convinced me to like moon the entire class,
Oh my god, really?
and I did it because I was an idiot. And like, I had completely forgotten about it until like 8 years later, I think. No, 6 years later.
Gotcha.
Someone just like, hey, remember when you did this
I'm
stupid
so
thing? And I'm like,
sorry.
oh shit.
Also, welcome Dead Octo to the chat. Sorry, continue. I'm just trying to.
Oh, yeah, Octo's here.
Yo-ho! You arrived. Let's go. Pogs.
All right, but like,
Go.
I don't really have very many other stories except for that's really just about it. I don't remember
So-
much about my
After
school
that,
year.
I went
What?
under the radar because I didn't.
I went into fucking hiding.
Yeah.
What could-
After that, they
Well,
called
I
me.
mean, there was this one time.
After
There were
that,
these
everyone
people
called me
like
Moon
there were these
Regio.
people bullying me, right? This is my last story, but these people bullying me,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
these people lured me into the bathroom, trying to scare me with a scream mask. They try, I just fucking punch them.
Oh,
Oh my god,
whoa,
yo, that's fucking. That's kind of badass.
I was pissed. Okay, I was pissed. I had no time to be scared. There was punching
Okay.
to be done.
Okay, Mauricio. What convinced you? Like, okay, so obviously you were on the fence if you should moon the class or not. But what was the thing that pushed you over? Like, did he say, like, I'm gonna give you $1, I'm gonna give you a bite of my ice cream? What was it? I'm very curious.
There was nothing.
So he just told you
I
to do it
couldn't
and you
figure it
mooned
out.
the entire
The way he
classroom.
ordered it was like, would you do this? And he was like, okay.
Yeah.
I
It
have
was
nothing to
basically
gain, but
that.
okay, I'll do it. What's the worst that could happen?
Oh my god.
Yeah, you sound
this is
exactly like
amazing.
John Mulaney when you say that.
I
what he's
tend to
going
hear John
for.
Mulaney a little too
All
much.
right, that's it though.
Okay.
Don't tell anyone about this story, YouTube.
Yeah, don't tell me.
Yeah, YouTube. It's a secret.
You basically told it the entire internet, but
Secret
don't
to
worry,
everyone.
it'll be a secret to everybody. No one outside of the
RT.
people who are watching this podcast right now will ever know.
Yeah, they will never see the fact that I just moved another window to the other
No, I watched that. I watched that. That
Alright,
octopus was bruh.
did anybody have any other stories? I can
Okay,
go
I have
ahead
one.
too. Oh, okay, cool.
I have one. Okay. So, flashback to baby years. Baby years as in 5th grade. Well, the event took place in 5th grade, but it kind of stretched out.
Mm-hmm.
So, what happened was I was quote unquote well no, I wasn't dating them yet, but like me and this girl were like kind of flirting with each other a lot. And this was around the
That's more
time.
than I
Did you
can
guys ever
say.
have like
It's more than I can say. I was fucking terrified of women as a kid, in that
Okay.
age range. But go on.
Okay, so did you guys ever have like programs or plays where they would like arrange like your grade to do like a quote unquote musical?
I think.
Yeah.
I never had that.
Okay, so we were doing one of those, and I'd been sat next to this girl named here. Her name is Nadia. Okay, I'm just gonna put her name out there because I don't know. She's never
Don't.
gonna see this. No,
Don't.
I'm not gonna just like say her last. Yeah, her address is
Don't. This is
uh,
why I don't
so-
allow
But
you on my
why? Why would
streams.
you?
Don't
What
don't
is
say this
wrong
on.
with you?
This is why I don't let you on my streams.
It's not her real name, dude. It's not her real name.
All right, whatever.
Nadia is a real name.
No.
Just so you
Continue
know.
and
not.
just continue, please.
Okay. So, me and the gang are like waiting in the lunchroom. We're like, where the frick is Heather? I don't know. Where's Heather? And so and so we're like waiting, and around like maybe the 10-15 minute mark, we see her walked in with like scratches all over her head, and I'm like, what happened to you? Like all over her face and stuff, like she was covered in mud. And so she tells us that she was walking like to the cafeteria, and Nadia in question grappled on her back and started pounding on her head, screaming something about wanting to be with me.
What?
What?
Oh.
Yeah. And so Heather jumps up and slams her on the ground. Like she was grappled on her back, and she jumped up and fell backwards onto her.
Hmm.
And she just like kind of told it like it was just a casual story. And
That's
neither
metal
of them
as
got in
fuck!
trouble. Yeah, it is.
They seriously just like do fucking Street Fighter shit on her.
They did
Well,
some WWE moves. She went like top rope on her. Jesus Christ. It was so funny. But well, I didn't actually see it happen, but like
I'd hope you
what
didn't
in
see
your
it
right
happen.
mind- No, I did not
Considering-
see it happen, but like
Yeah.
what in your right mind would cause you to do that? Like just
Because their
grapple-
love was just too great for you.
Yeah. Pat
Maybe
keeps saying he
so.
wants to date Pat keeps saying he wants to date a yandere, and I already had the chance, so
Why would you want to date a yandere?
I don't know. I genuinely
Why
have
would
no
you
clue.
burden yourself with that?
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
note
That's
for-
like
that would be a note for
asking
me,
to
dog.
get hurt. That's like
I hope
putting
Pat-
an ad on Craigslist to say, "Hey, I want to get hurt for
Yeah.
free."
I hope Pat is watching this. And he
Just like what
understands how
Goku did to
stupid
Hit.
that is.
Hey, can I hire you to kill me? If anybody's watched Dragon Ball Super, you'll know what I'm talking about.
I didn't, but that sounds like
That's
it's
literally what
convinced me to
happened.
watch
He
it.
hired
That sounds pretty much like
Goku
Goku in a regular basis.
Yeah.
He hires an assassin from another fucking universe to kill him.
Yeah, well, it's because he was like, I don't want to talk about it because I hate Super, but basically,
Okay, so upper lip
Yeah,
got
yeah.
the reference. Upper lip got the reference.
Yeah, yeah.
Like me and
All
Upper
right,
Lip
I
were
don't-
together
I
and
don't
think
need to know
we
yet.
Oh, I didn't ever like give
Uh,
the correlation why the play was important, did I?
you didn't. I think you
I
just said
kinda
that it was.
okay.
It
Yeah, I
happened
just kind of
there.
said that it was happening. So basically, me and the Nadia in question were like sat next to each other on the risers, and we would like talk.
Mhm.
And I think that's literally it, because I never spent any time with her outside of just sitting on the risers and talking while the music teacher was yelling at everyone.
Hmm.
Like that's it.
Gotcha.
So either
Oh.
I'm charming or she's insane.
Oh yeah. Oh, going back to the yandere thing, I think I kind of had something like that back in middle school. Yeah, middle school. But like, thankfully, it never like amounted to anything. So, and I mean like anything dangerous. I mean, so like it wasn't like I just like I had a feeling like it was. I had a feeling like what if she's crazy. And thankfully she wasn't, but you never know with some people. Who wants to go next? Otherwise I'll go definitely.
I've got a pretty
go.
good one.
All right,
Ooh,
you go,
let's
Nini.
hear it. Yes.
Oh, sure.
Go, Nini.
So I've been a dumbass most of my life. This I will admit.
I mean, who among us hasn't?
Yeah, I don't think it's really like special.
We're just like, oh, a rival or battle will be
Oh, that'll be
legendary.
legendary.
Fair enough. But while I was in high school, actually, during the entirety of my like childhood school experience, I was a very cringy kid. And I decided in grade 11 that I would start an anime and tea club that would run every Friday at lunch.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds awesome.
I'd join that.
So essentially what would happen is that every Friday I would bring a new tea in, and me and like 10 other people would be in the foods room. And to join this club, you had to eat an entire tablespoonful of sugar.
Oh, shit. That just reminded me.
Wait, why?
It's the initiation into the anime tea club.
Oh,
Wait, that just reminded me of a thing,
That's
like
sweet,
another story I
initiation.
have from my school.
I mean, that could have been
You
worse.
just unlocked the memory.
You could have made it cinnamon.
Yeah,
Okay.
you just unlocked the memory, Mimi, about like when me and my brother would bring cakes into school every Friday.
Really?
And like our school had a rule that we couldn't bring cake in unless it was celebrating a holiday. So we just looked at like list of holidays per day. And each day would celebrate a fucking holiday. It was Cake Friday.
Cake Friday.
Why is the school so scared of cakes? What
Okay,
happened in order
now
for
you
this
can
rule to be
continue.
put in place?
So they had to like get a huge thing of sugar for initiation,
Yes.
right?
So essentially, yeah, to join this club, you needed to eat an entire tablespoon of sugar.
Mhm.
And that's a lot, depending if you like sweet things, that's a lot worse than it sounds. But
Mhm.
basically, our entire aim was to talk about anime. And during this time, this was like when Hetalia was like
At its peak.
at its peak. So
Oh my god, the
So it
memories
was-
are flashing back into my
it was
head.
Hetalia, it was Black Butler,
Mhm.
it was like Naruto Shippuden back then.
Mhm.
And our secondary aim,
2007-ish.
yeah, I'm an old fucker.
Mhm.
Well,
But
good. Same.
what?
essentially, though, our secondary aim is
Boomer.
we were in the foods room, yeah? So in our school, the foods room faces the back of the school, and
Okay.
that's where everyone would do not so great shit because it was Canadian public school. There was all sorts of random things that happened there.
I
So-
I totally
School sounds
feel
like
you. I've had
limbo.
that. I not seen anything, but like I've heard of like, yo, you heard of that I won't say what school, but you heard of that Greasley school? It wasn't actually called Greasley, but it had a very bad name to it. It was like, you heard of that school called Greasley Middle, or sorry, Greasley High. It's just like there's people doing all sorts of things over there. So it's like,
Dude, that basically stuff like that
not
was
like
just
not like mine was any better, but like, you know.
like our school.
Greaseball
I
high.
for context, no, none of us were high. For context, I came from a really small town, and our town was a cowboy town. So people would like wear cowboy hats to school. And it was like a ranching town. But basically, what our secondary aim was is that if we saw couples making out behind the school, we would circle them and fist pump until they stopped.
What?
I'm. What?
That is the funniest. Oh my god, that is such a dick thing to do. It is so like I was like, why didn't I do that?
The funniest shit
so
is
fucking funny.
I have a video buried somewhere in my Facebook
Oh my god.
of my friends doing this.
And it's on Facebook.
Yes.
It sounds better and better.
Yes, I believe I'm the one who is recording, but all of my friends, it was like that that monkey meme where they all are like joining hands and like circling something. Yeah, that was like that basically.
Yes. Oh god, I love those.
Wow.
If I could, I have if you, unless Yop, you want to go, I have a story relating to cafeterias in schools that I want to
Is it
Tell
share.
better
your
than
story,
Cake
no
Friday
problem.
or
I still
Anime
have
Tea
to
Club?
find a story that's not boring,
Okay, what's the kill count? Then we'll let you know if you can go next.
or it's not college. So go.
Okay, so, I mean, there are a ton of stories I could think of. That some of them are just small stories, like this happened, the end. Like, you know, it's just very small things. But there was I remember I was in the cafeteria. And I was just kind of sitting at the end of a table.
Vibing.
Those seats are kind of shit. They're just circles, and you just kind of, they don't have a back end to them, so you just kind of, yeah, they're not gamer chairs, that's for sure. Anyways, enough top. So what happened was there were some guys yelling next to me, and I like these two guys. I didn't really get a look at their faces. I don't even think I knew who they were. I think they were a year up from me, maybe 2. I think I was a sophomore at the time. And what happened was one of the guys right next to me got so pissed that he ripped his shirt off right next to me. Like he was about to throw hands, and I was like, I do not want to be right next to this man at this moment. But like the thing about it too was that I don't remember if the guy was jacked or just like slightly overweight. I don't remember, but he was either one extreme or the other. But I remember I can't remember. Let's just assume he was let's just assume the lean part. He was just like, I was like, dear God, you could grind meat on those. Because I was just that close. I was just that close. I was just like, he's gonna hit me in an attempt to hit that guy.
Hello, Trista. Love you.
Yeah, hi Trista. So this guy just kind of takes his shirt off in the middle of lunch.
Yeah, and they both charge at each other. I remember in grade school there was some kids who were gonna charge at each other, and and I had to I actually took the initiative and grabbed one of them and not sumoplex them to the ground, but I just grabbed their torso and pushed them as far away from the other person as possible. Meanwhile, another person was two other people were doing the same thing, but I was doing it to this one guy. Back when I was this was probably like a 5th grader, and I was a 3rd grader, so I guess you could say this was like a different build at the time. I was a different build
Where
at
is
the time.
this fight club and how do I get into it?
Wait, there was a fucking fight club?
No,
what did I miss?
No,
where is this fight club and how do I get into it?
It's not a fight club.
It's just Fight Club. We don't talk about the Fight Club. Have you forgotten?
We don't.
It's just
It's just how school works.
It's just how school works, man. It's just you don't see fights at your school, man.
No, I make out in drama class.
Make love, not war. That's the story. That's the message for this Newcomers Podcast number 5.
That's the end of the story.
All right. I can continue, but Yop, I want you to say your piece. Do you have a story?
Okay, so you of course you won't know this because I don't share that much information about me yet, but I grew in a boys only school.
Oh.
I never saw a girl in school until I was like 15 or something.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
So there's that thing, but my school years are boring as fuck. Like I don't have any interesting story about my school years, so I'm gonna move over to my college years. Yeah. So
is that allowed?
So basically, there was this.
If you don't have a story, I'll let you say whatever.
I don't have any funny story from my school years. I have a wholesome story, but that's not like what I would like to say right now.
Sure.
But I do have a funny story from college. I have a couple of funny stories from college. I studied in engineering for 1 year. Mm-hmm. This was back in 2013, 2014, I think. I think it was 2013, yeah. And there was this incredibly hard test of physics. And we were stuck in that classroom for like almost an hour or 2 hours. So the context is this. We had that test at like 6 p.m. It was very late. Our brains were already in the middle of melting from staying up until 6 p.m. in college. And we went out of that test with our brains totally fried. Like we couldn't even come up with sentences in regular Spanish. We were like speaking gibberish. So we were like that fucked.
Mm.
Oh,
and we had a friend named Chris who was not out of the test yet. Mm-hmm. So we thought that the best idea was to just randomly walk outside of the classroom where he was taking the test in and shout, Chris! Chris! all over the place until he got out.
Oh no!
Why? Why would you? Wait, he was taking the test.
Look,
so-
we
I mean, they were
even-
brain dead at
We
the
weren't
point.
even
So
thinking
evil.
properly. So, of course, we weren't we weren't sound enough to think, oh, this might be a bad idea because he's still focused on his test. We should leave him be. No, we were fried, like brain fried. So, of course, we weren't thinking properly.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Oh man.
But there's a funnier story than that.
Oh.
I have one that's even better. So this one I tell every time. I studied and graduated from game design back in 2019. So yes, I'm a qualified game designer. Thank you very much. But there was this one instance in third year, I think. I think it was third year. If it wasn't in third year, it was in second year in like the second semester. So it was either in fourth semester or in fifth semester. I don't remember properly. But we were staying at a friend's house doing some character design homeworks. So we were working on our designs like usual, and we were taking breaks to take naps. And there were two friends.
Oh
You had-
god.
So this
I
first
feel like I
friend-
know where the story's going.
so
And I
this
hope
first
it's not.
friend
Please tell me
was
it's not. Please tell me it's safe for work.
It's totally safe for work, and you're probably gonna blast off laughing, or probably will look at me like, "What the fuck did you just say?" But regardless of that, let me get to the end of the story. So we were taking naps in turns. There was this couch, and we went to the couch. We slept for a couple of minutes, maybe an hour or so, and then we went back and continued working. This was back when we were allowed to do crunch. I think crunch has made my body a little less stable over the years.
What's crunch?
But
The-
when you basically force yourself to work to finish something, and you
okay,
know
gotcha.
you're due in time, and you have to get that thing out, whatever means necessary.
Mhm. Okay.
So we were sleeping in turns. And it was my turn at waking up, so I woke up, and my second friend, who we will call Benjamin, he went to sleep on the couch. So we waited for an hour while we were still working, and then my other friend, who was still awake, and he was playing, I think he was playing like League or something, he told me, hey, isn't it about time for this fucker to wake up? And I approach him and say, hey, Benjamin, it's time to wake up. And he looks at me with that look in his eyes and says, I don't want to, my darling. And I was shocked.
What?
Like, I don't remember if he used the words darling or my love.
I think.
But it was something like that. And I was like, what the fuck?
He's probably sleep
And I
talking,
looked
man.
back at my other friend. I looked back at my other friend, and he was speechless. He was in complete awe. And I took my glasses like slowly as I looked at him and went to him and said, "Tell me what you said again. I dare you."
I don't know if I should say this for another podcast or just build up, or well, it builds off of what you were talking about with the sleep talking thing, but okay, Vivo, for fuck's sake, stop typing as the newcomers. I'm really
I
getting sick of
didn't
it.
say anything.
Who's typing as the newcomer?
I'm serious. No. Hey, you think I'm joking, but I'm not. I'm not. That's Pack.
That's Pack. Oh god.
I
Okay.
thought that was you typing that.
I'm
I
not.
thought you were
I'm not.
joking.
I was. All I said is, I hope you're enjoying the stream. And then he said, "Me too." And I said, "Vivo, stop typing the newcomers." And then he's like, "Vivo, stop." And it's like, what the fuck?
That's literally Pack. It's not me.
Oh, Pack,
Oh,
you're
my
so
lovely-
cute. How you think? Just period. All right.
So did you type in Vivo arguing with himself be like?
I typed that. I also typed. I didn't type that, and then he typed everything else.
Why are we talking about this where
Okay.
we're live?
Because it's an
That is a good
issue
question.
that needs to be stopped. All right. But like, so going off of what you were saying, this was told from me by my sister. This was not something that I experienced because I was asleep. I was camping, I think, and somewhere, and And what happened was my sister went to wake me up for whatever reason, and I opened my eyes and I stared at her, and I said, I'm not gonna say her name, but like I was just like, Lisa, the walls have eyes. And she was like, she was like, what? She was like, what? It's like,
whoa.
Lisa, the walls are talking right now. And then she told me that the next morning, like, I don't remember any of that.
You didn't think your house was haunted. Wherever you were, it was haunted.
No, I was just having a nightmare or something because I was like, I don't remember doing that.
Maybe like
There's
it's
another
probably-
thing where he was like, there was another like sleep talking thing that my friend Tyler had, and he was like apparently walking around in the middle of the night, just like literally walking up and down the stairs, like in his sleep, and his dad comes up to him and he was like, I need to turn down the pressure, and then went back to bed.
Under pressure. Under pressure.
Looking down on me.
It was
Anyway.
so funny.
Oh yeah.
Cause he even got him video, like he videoed him walking back to his bedroom and going back to sleep.
Mm.
He did. It was so weird. Like he said he made a couple laps around the house before telling him that and then going back to bed.
That's what was it? One time, this is a short story. One time, I walked into the shower, turned on the shower, and then I woke up. And my parents were like, "What are you doing, showering with your clothes on?" I'm like 10. I'm like, I don't know. How did I get here?
I need help.
I need help.
Help
Help!
You ask me, I'm only 10.
You
I can't speak yet. Are you kidding me?
10. What the? What?
I learned how to speak at 15. Jeez.
We've been doing this for 31 minutes.
We're gonna do it for another 30.
Let's talk about sleep stories for a while.
I was gonna say
another one.
Well, I was gonna say like if we could change topics for just a bit. I was thinking favorite moments from fandubs either we've made or we've watched. I have quite a catalog under my belt. But I feel like Nini might have some stories. Like, do you have anything regarding fandubs that like funny moments or just favorite moments in general?
Just in general from any sort of fandub I've seen or worked on?
I mean, preferably ones that you've worked on, but like if you like that may have came to fruition. But like, I mean, if you don't have anything, you can just say ones you've watched.
Sure. Actually, I have. It's kind of more of a wholesome story. It's the whole reason I got into voice dubbing and voiceover in the first place.
Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure a lot of you have seen this fandub. It's a very popular one. It's the Persona 4 Hi, I'm Daisy fandub.
Oh.
So back in high school, I hadn't gotten into my my big Persona phase. Like, I really love the series, and since watching that particular dub, I really got into Persona and Shin Megami Tensei.
Mm-hmm.
But that entire fandub. So for those who don't know, totally check it out. I believe it's like over 10 years old now, but it's like it's by Sapphire on YouTube. She actually does singing and covers now, but back about 10 years ago, her and a bunch of other people did a fandub of Hi, I'm Daisy's Persona 4 comics, which are really great. Like, they're just awesome. And basically, I was like in grade 6 at the time. At that time, I saw that and thought, wow, these people are so cool. Like, yeah. And I always had done, like impressions and voices at that time because I liked it. But hearing people doing it as almost like a job, it inspired me to actually, pursue that as a passion. And I just kind of started shit posting on the internet after that.
I should think about doing shit posts.
Everyone's got to somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and essentially, like, since that time, I've done I've done mostly like acting stuff, but probably the first ever sort of fan dub project I ever worked on, unfortunately, I had to bow out of it, was I was doing a dub project for Fire Emblem Fates.
Mhm.
Because as a community, that game is not exactly light at all.
I remember you describing it as the worst
Yeah,
game
I'm kind of
you've
aware
ever made.
it's not one of the better
It's
ones.
a whole lot, and there are plenty of reasons for that, honestly.
So wait, did
We-
you like rewrite it and then was that the plan, or was it?
Basically, we wanted to redub it and improve the inflection, because even though it had a lot of really, really good voice actors, a lot of the lines were misread and they weren't very well done. Like if any of you have played Fire Emblem Fates, probably the only redeeming factor about that game is its music. Like it's very good, but everything else not good at all.
Damn right.
Like
I played
even
Fates until like that. I played Revelation. No, I played Darkright first. Was it Darkright?
Birthright.
No, Conquest. I played
Conquest.
Conquest first, and I ran up to that point where Azula is like giving a concert, and then I stopped playing. I stopped caring about the game.
Yeah, it's really sad because I really wanted to like that game. Like when it first came out, it looked so promising, but it makes me sad because of all the high profile voice actors that were in that. Even they seemed a little bit off when they were doing lines. So that's the whole reason why we wanted to redub it.
Wasn't very
But
good direction, like at all.
yeah, and there's a lot to be said about a Fire Emblem game that to experience the entirety of the game is over $200 for one game experience, because you have Conquest, you have Birthright, and you have Revelations, and you have all the DLC, and it costs well over $200.
At that point, you're just
that's just like-
you just have to play it safe and play Heroes or something.
Heroes is if you want to have a good Fire Emblem 3DS experience, I highly recommend Awakening or Echoes. Absolutely play Echoes. If you love voice acting and you love like good storytelling, play Echoes.
Wait, are we talking about like just favorite moments or like how we got into it?
Yeah, and
this sidetracked into Fire Emblem talk.
This is now a Fire Emblem podcast.
No,
like-
Got exactly what you wanted.
But I guess like I'm not gonna talk about my favorite moments. I'm just gonna say how I got it, why I decided to get in, because like I saw these like dubs of like comic dubs featuring Mario, and most of the Mario actors in them, they didn't sound right, and I'm like, I could do a better job than this. And so
Oh my
yeah,
God, that's
presented me
amazing.
with an opportunity to do just that, and I seized it.
I remember seeing
My
that
favorite part of Dub Space was basically
when we were
reading
first
in his entirety. What?
when we were first getting the roles. I remember Bibo being really upset because I got Pit. But the thing
Why?
is, I've wanted
up.
to do Pit for like 7 years. Ever since I played Kid Icarus Uprising, I always had this idea, this burning idea of doing a Spanish fandub of Kid Icarus Uprising, because the game is subtitled in Spanish, but it was never translated with voice. And there are a couple of Nintendo games that do feature voice acting in Latin American Spanish. I can name from the tip of my tongue: Breath of the Wild, Star Fox 64 3D, Warrior Gold, and even Clubhouse Games. So there was a burning passion for me to do fandub of Kid Icarus Uprising, but I was very inexperienced 7 years before, and other things shifted my focus. I wanted to, study in college, get a degree, and do stuff like big people tend to do. But when the possibility of Face presented itself, I took the chance immediately. I seized it the moment I got it, because I said to myself, if I'm gonna be Pit, it's this time or never.
And I'm honestly really glad I didn't take Pit. I don't feel like I could have done him justice like you did. I really just wanted Kit because he was a young white boy. That's literally it. I knew nothing about him. And I thought, oh, I fit that category. I was like, oh, I fit that category. I can do him and Fox.
You were originally going to voice
Sounds
like
about
5
right,
characters.
but you're forgetting one important part about Pit.
You're gonna.
One
I was gonna
important
have
part I
original
excel at,
Yes.
and that's floor food.
Floor food.
Floor ice cream
Yeah.
gives you
Floor
health.
ice cream gives you health.
And no, I was originally not going to voice 4 characters. I was literally going to cap it at 2 and get like 30 people in there, but no.
All right.
Pikachu got in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, I have not to I don't like bragging at all. Like, but I have to
Do
bring
it.
this up.
Do
I have my own. Last year I started my own fandub group, and many of them have kind of like migrated their way over to here, in the newcomers and such, and we're in dub space such as Oofies and Hamburger Steak. But what happened? So we were originally. I was thinking like, hey, what if for there's this YouTuber called Jack the Ripper, and he was making a YouTube Hoop / anything collaborative video based on Diamond is Unbreakable from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4. So I was thinking like, what if something creative I could do would be to redub some episodes like as if it was a real-time fan dub type of thing. So we did 4 episodes. It was a different group at the time. And I do have a highlights video on the Bizarre Fandubs channel. It's kind of hard to find because basically if you see an old man with if you see like a stock photo of an old man with a cowboy hat and hermit purple, then yeah, that's the one.
That's it.
But it's not the best thing we've made, but it is. I am proud of how it came out in a way. I'm more proud of the highlights video that we came about with that talked about not talked about anything, but rather just like it covered the best parts of all 4 episodes that we voiced. It took us 5 hours to do just 4 episodes for some reason. And by the end of it, we were fucking insane. So it was after that, the group kind of disbanded, and we got more people, and then we lost people, and then we got more people, and then we lost people, and it was kind of like this, never-ending cycle of trying to get people to stay, but we could never really, it was a lot of conflict. But what happened later on, there was one that we had, and it was thanks to my friend Cheeky Melon, who did part of the editing. Well, I did the main editing with the lines, syncing lines to audio, or audio to lip syncing, so that everybody said things at the right time, similar to what I did for Dubspace. But Cheeky Melon, he did some fantastic edits for this one dub of the High Priestess arc for Stardust Crusaders, which is the 3rd part of JoJo. If you don't know anything about JoJo, each part represents like a different era of the storyline, and it's like over the different decades, and they're like decades apart from each other. Anyway, this was set in like in the 80s, and the dub basically just, I remember Cheeky Melon and Oofies specifically. I mean, I think we all did great in our own special way, but I think Oofies and Cheeky Melon really nailed it. And they he not only was he so good at just voice acting his character with conviction, he was good at making up stuff on the spot, and he was just really good at editing. Like it was so it was such a trip to have them be in that, to be with them in that. I kind of wish I could show off some of that in the stream, but like the main I think the main thing I remember is that I remember voicing in the previous dub, the one that we did like took 5 hours to do. We voiced, there was a character I voiced who is based on the band Red Hot Chili Peppers, and so the character so it's not really a character, but it's rather a manifestation of a psychological energy. I don't want to explain it, but basically they
It's a punchy ghost.
punchy ghosts basically. It's a
punchy boy.
And so I was voice acting this rock star who had the ability to create this ghost that looked like a chicken, and I gave him a chicken voice, and I used a voice modulator, and it was the most fun thing I've ever voiced ever, because it was just, the character was just so funny to me. The character that I made up, he was what I call the foul-mouthed fowl, and that he was just so insensitive to everything, and yet like when you finally met the user of that ghost, they call it stands, but when you find the user of that stand, he also sounds like a chicken, and then like all this stuff happens, and it's just it's like one of the most fun things I've had to voice. I'm sorry, this has just been a session. This has been just 5 minutes of me gushing about the experience I've had fan dubbing.
It's okay.
Fan dubbing. I apologize. But yeah, I mean, I can keep going, but I want to see if what about have you done anything before Dub Space, Vivo? Like, did you have any projects laid out to you?
Not really, mainly because Dubspace was just kind of a thing where I was like, oh my god, I'm not going to get to do acting for however many months for quarantine. I had to figure out something, so I just put together Dubspace, and but
I'd say it paid off tremendously.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I love Dubspace. Dubspace is one of my favorite things like ever. And so with other stuff, with fandub stuff though, I've been included in a couple other things. Mainly none of them have really come to fruition yet, because I went on casting call club, and I was like, oh, this is cool, this might be something. And so I auditioned for like a couple of JoJo projects, and I got like cast for Emporio like as one of my first auditions, and I was like, wow, that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And so nothing has happened with the project yet, and I mean nothing.
Oh.
And the same guy is running the Steel Ball Run fandub, which I'm also Johnny in, and nothing has happened for that either. But other JoJo stuff, like me and Nini or Lagoshi,
Yo.
I'm actually running the Eyes of Heaven fandub that I'm also going to post on my channel. And so that group of people is just so amazing.
Hold on one sec.
Yes?
He just needs a minute. Keep going.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I love every single person in that Eyes of Heaven group as much as I love like the people in Dubspace and Newcomers. It's just like every single time I'm on VC with them, and I think Nini can vouch for this too, is just everyone's so cool and supportive, and I never thought like going through Discord and like meeting people like this would ever actually be an emotional impact on me, to be honest. Because whenever I started Dubspace, I was like, oh, it's just gonna be a bunch of fellow nerds trying to do other funny stuff and trying to, do something. But it really turned out nice, and I really made some cool, quote unquote, friends along the way.
It's never a bad experience to have to get to meet the good side of the internet, to say it in one way or another.
Yeah, this whole fandubbing experience has really just made me a better person, I think. I just can't really think about, what if I didn't do this? What if I didn't audition for this? What if I didn't start? What if I didn't try? What if I didn't do this? I would have never have met you guys. I don't know, man.
The saying goes, better to have loved and lost than to never have loved at all, but that doesn't really that's the closest analogy I could possibly think of at the moment.
It's better to have loved than to never love at all.
Yeah. So I just also I'm not trying to wrap things up. I'm just telling you what the time frame of things are. So after we go through like one more story, I want to go over the I want to go over the improv part. So I wanted us to improv our characters.
Yes.
For the last part, but since it's an isolated thing where we each do a apology video as our characters. And we just kind of react. We don't have to. It's an apology video where. So you have to be by yourself. So Marigio will do one, then Vivo will, then Nini, and so on and so forth. And it'll be like 2 minutes. I won't keep us timed, but I want to keep us
max like
but
30
I just
minutes,
but
we're at 50 minutes.
Yeah. So it just basically that. We could start now, or we could start with or we could if anyone else has any stories about their experience with voice acting and favorite moments that they had, then we can do that too.
Okay, before we do, I need people to think about watching the Chari Sonic Adventure 2 poorly dubbed. Because it's kind of just it's done by I think just one guy instead of the Snapcube 6. They basically turned the plot of Sonic Adventure 2 into fast food wars.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's stupid and I love it. Okay, that's the only one.
Last story about voice dubbing. I swear, this happened in college. We were. This was in second year. I think it was second year. We were tasked to do a game prototype for kids. So because kids of age 2 or 3 don't know how to read yet, we had to do voiceover for most of the things.
Oh, okay, cool.
And that was my very first experience with a studio with foam on the wall and professional microphones and all that, and it was pretty exciting.
That's really cool.
But that's not my first instance with a microphone in front of me. Aside from Dove Space, I also have a podcast named properly the Leakcast, where a couple of friends and I discuss leaks and all that. It's a bi-weekly stuff. It's only in Spanish, but it's a really great watch. Listening. And we've been doing that for 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
really
cool.
cool.
Yeah, we've been doing that for quite a while now.
Monkey God says you guys should do a dub of Sonic Shoe.
How about now?
I'm just gonna answer with a solid no.
What's in for me?
What's in it for me? What do I get out of this? All right, I really want to do the freaking improv stuff. All right, so who wants to go first?
Okay.
I kind of want Marigio to go first.
I really don't want to go first.
Okay.
I thought
I'll go first. Should I be? All right, you guys pick. Should I be?
The shortest straw goes first.
I got a 3-minute timer up.
Okay, so
right.
so you guys pick. Should I be Yoshi, Bowser, or Yoshi, Bowser, Old Joseph, Joestar?
I'll pick the judgment out of someone else. So I'm gonna say
nothing to
Bowser.
I'm gonna say Bowser.
I vote Bowser.
Bowser? Okay.
I don't vote Bowser because he has nothing to apologize for. Yoshi.
Yeah, actually, Yoshi would be funnier.
All right. I'll go with Yoshi. All right.
Or I would pick
time me.
Just for
tell me when you had the timer, and I'll just start. I'll just start letting
3,
it all go.
2, 1, go.
Okay, so this is going to be a very difficult video for me to make. You see, we all change as human beings, and Yoshi, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yoshi is sorry for what he said about women. I'm trying to be better. Yoshi is trying to be better. I hope you understand the gravity of what I've said was inexcusable. But being who I am, I never grew up with any female figures. I had to be the one in charge of other people. I had to lead. I had to help save these Italians from just this stupid baby demon thing. And it was so difficult. It was so stressful doing that for so many years. And then only for them to just drop you down a cliff. They just drop you down a cliff. But this isn't about me. This is about women. You should appreciate women because what they do for us as a culture is bring in the society into a better place. As in, we need them to create more people, more Yoshis like me. So if you could just please find in your heart to just please forgive me, as I know what I did was wrong. And scene.
Okay.
Okay. I have to say that felt really personal at some point. Like I really thought that you were going to tear up and cry at a certain moment. And I was like, oh my god, this is happening?
Sin Star, you have been put on your.
Alright. I think I got it.
8 women.
All right. You,
Okay,
let's go with. You have a character?
I think I've got it.
Okay.
I think you got it.
You have a timer.
3, 2, 1, go.
Mario.
Hello. It's me, Mario. And yes, you read the title correctly. I'm indeed apologizing for my actions against the Koopa troop. What I've done to them. All the times I've stomped on their heads. All the times I've knocked them off brick blocks or set them on fire or hit them with a tail. It fills me with pain and regret. Hey, Mario, Mom's made dinner. Luigi, I'm filming something here! Anyways, heart goes out to all those who I have personally affected by my slaughter of the Koopa troop. Is that all? I think that's it, yeah. Alright.
Yeah!
Yay!
Mario,
Oh,
Mother
yeah,
made
that's
dinner. Mario.
He was basically saying, oh, look, I'm sorry. Okay, bye.
He would fucking do that.
He would.
I'm making mac and cheese.
Mario. I can't do Luigi.
Mario!
I was gonna do like the
You are fucked
the other Luigi, the one that's like, hey Luigi, how's it going? From the Super Show.
Hey Mario! It's the
that-
football. I
Mario.
chiseled it.
Yeah, that's
I
pretty good.
chiseled it.
All right, who wants to go
It's
next?
a football! I chiseled
Okay.
it! Oh, what are you waiting for? Pass! Okay.
Was that you, Vivo?
You're watching the show, Mario.
Leo,
What?
Were you going
apologize
next?
for something.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm
Do you want to go
apologizing.
next, or should I do it?
I don't really have an idea, but yeah, I can go, I guess.
Okay, you can be Lucario. And just
Oh.
go with the flow,
Or
man.
fuck.
Dude, I just
Okay.
fucking with the flow. I just
Okay.
made everything up right then and there. I was just gonna keep going until you guys told me to stop.
Okay. I'm ready. Okay.
You said 2 minutes.
3, 2, 1. Lucario. 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 Max Aura. Lucario.
Swear to God, if you just say Lucario.
Okay.
We'd rather go with Fox instead.
Okay, fine. Okay. This was pretty easy to make actually. I'm not really in the right here, but I'm still sorry. Let's see, where do I start? I never originally liked kids, okay? That's not something that I did forever. the fact that I did it is still pretty excusable because let me think of an excuse. Hold on. Yeah, I'm drunk 24/7. Okay, that's not okay. So yeah, I can't really be put under the blame for this. I mean, yeah, sure, I like kids because they're hot. Wait, no, I mean, because they're not. Either way, I'm sorry, and if you can't really accept this, you're a Nazi, yada yada yada. Don't comment because I turned them off. And I turned all the ratings off too, so you can't really leave an opinion because I'm right. I'm right. And that's really it. Subscribe for more Fortnite funnies, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Like Paper Mario. Okay, bye.
Thank you, Lucario. That was god awful.
Yeah.
You're a
I thought
piece
he
of
was
shit.
gonna be like
You're a
Fox
piece
and be
of
like,
shit. Nobody should
Lucario.
love you.
Like, I thought he was gonna be Fox. It's like Lucario. Lucario.
Oh my god, wait, can I go one more time and he turns the camera back on if Fox breaks through his door and he's like, Lucario, what the fuck is that?
I thought you were gonna be like Pikachu and say, I don't really enjoy cock and ball torture.
I was thinking that too. I was like, I'm sorry, I had cock and ball torture.
We still have 2 more people to go, so we can keep going. We're just gonna go a little bit over the timer, but yeah. So Nini or Yop, who wants to go first or next? I mean, Nini, are you alive?
Yeah, I'm here. I can
Okay.
do something.
Okay, yeah, you're just
Okay.
really quiet.
I just didn't
Oh my
want to
God,
interrupt anyone.
Can you apologize as Yukiko?
I could.
Make an apology video
I
as
was
Yukiko.
I was thinking of either doing Yukako or Nanako from Persona 4.
Oh, I don't know anything about Nanako. I don't know. I
Okay,
think
do Yukiko.
Do Yukako? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
So, I've been told that maybe I'm a little bit too rough on my boyfriend. And honestly, personally, I don't see it. I figured that maybe I was doing the right thing. He's becoming a better man for this, but I think maybe I did go a little overboard. He did. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for snapping your neck, Koichi. I just wanted to give you a shoulder massage, and I just... When you were talking about Josuke, I got really jealous, and I hope you're doing okay in the hospital. I promise you that I'll never do this again, and that from now on, I'll be the best girlfriend I can be. I love you, Koichi. I'm sorry.
Oh my god, I'm sorry for snapping your neck.
Thank you.
that was good. That was good, Lago. Nini, Lago.
Yeah.
Lago, Nini. Anyway. Yup. You're last, but certainly
I
not
hope
least.
you're doing okay in the hospital.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
my chair broke.
Apologize for anyway.
Someone time me. I'm not really sure about how this will work out. Okay, 3,
Oh,
2, 1, going. Okay, so the mic is on. I don't know what the title says. I had to ask Lady Palatine to write it for me. I can't read. I don't think I should be sorry for that. But the truth is, I really must apologize for eating food from the floor. My nutritionists have told me that it's bad for my health. Even ice cream. It pains me to say, but I do love ice cream, especially when it's on the floor. I can't help it.
You damn monster.
I can quit drugs if you want me to. I can do that for a funny bit, but I can't quit floor ice cream. It gives me health, and it's taking it away from me now. Wait, I'm getting a message. What do you mean? This is not what it was on the video. What do you put what? I was meant to apologize for bathing in hot springs with clothes on? No. This is unacceptable. I have to call my lawyer right now. This cannot go on any longer. I'm quitting.
I could give up drugs as a funny joke.
That floor ice cream just hits different, right?
Yeah.
Is this some sort of inside joke that I don't get about?
Oh yeah. It's just like Fate just shouts at random. He's like, "Floor ice cream gives you hell."
Was that a
But
thing
it's
in
given at
Dubspace that I
random.
missed?
Yeah, that's actually in Kid Icarus Uprising.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a thing.
That's the thing he actually shouts.
Did he actually
fight against Goron?
Yeah, did
And
he,
really
he
mocks
fucking
at.
shouts.
wait, what about showering in what about going
floor.
into hot springs with clothes on? What did he do that too?
It's the Angel's Code of Conduct.
That's what he do. That's what he does. Secret ones.
Nice.
Is it just like Angel
Dude,
YouTube?
Seekers Uprising is
It's a treasure
top
trove.
tier material for shitposting. It's free.
Yeah.
It's
Okay, I think
great.
we should wrap this up.
All right. Well. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. Well, you guys specifically for joining me on this fifth podcast. Regio, Nini, Vivo, Yop. I thank you all, and thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you for watching and taking the time out of your day to enjoy our nonsense. This has been a really fun podcast. And I will see you guys next time. You guys have anything else to say before I end the stream?
Love you,
Play
chat.
Mario
Land
Dude.
Love
Play
you,
Puyo
chat.
Puyo.
Love you, chat.
Of 666 accounts to follow. So follow me on Twitter. I'll follow you back.
Every day's great at your Tunas.
What?
You're really good at that. All right.
Thank
well,
you.
That's it. That's that. All right.
Yeah.
Bye. So I've ended the
Bye.
stream. Now to talk about
Bye.
politics. No, okay. I didn't actually end the stream.
Oh,
I didn't
no.
actually end the stream. yet.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
All right. Bye, guys. Hold on. Wait. Hold
Bye.
on. We're not ended
Bye.
yet. Okay.